for tuning in to virtual story time at the Keller Public Library. I'm Ms. Kelly, and I'm going to read the stories today. If you know my special welcome song, I hope you'll sing it with me now. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Let's read a book and have some fun. And though we may be far apart, know that you're still in my heart. And we're together here online. We can smile, it's story time. That's right, it's time for stories. Today's stories are about apples. And if you have an apple story time to go pack like this, you'll be able to find some things to follow along in the story time and make a craft later. If you don't have one, don't worry. You're still going to have a lot of fun. Do you like apples? I do. I like apples because they're crunchy and they're sweet and they're a healthy, all the time food. Let's learn more about how apples grow and why we should eat them in this book called Apples. We're just going to read some of the pages because it's a little bit long. Let's take a closer look. Apples by Gail Gibbons. An apple is a fruit. It grows on an apple tree. Apple trees grow in more parts of the world than any other fruit tree. They have been in existence for about 2 million years. Apple trees are old. Each year, about 250 million bushels of apples are grown in the United States, and about 28 million bushels are grown in Canada. That's a lot of apples. An apple is a firm, crisp, fleshy fruit with a hard center called a core. The core has 5 seed chambers. There's a seed star in the middle of every apple. There's the apple stem. There's a leaf from the apple tree. The red part is the apple skin, and the white fleshy part is the delicious middle that we eat. In the springtime, flowers called apple blossoms begin to bloom on the apple trees, and each blossom has to be pollinated in order for an apple to grow. The blossoms are usually pollinated by insects or by the wind. Pollination happens when a grain of pollen from a stamen lands on the stigma of another blossom. What insect is pollinating this apple blossom? It's a bee, isn't it? The leaves capture sunlight, which helps the tree to grow. After a while, the blossoms begin to die and apples start to grow. Throughout the warm summer, the little apples grow bigger and bigger. During the late summer or early fall, the apples ripen. When the trees are loaded with apples, it is harvest time. Workers pick the apples by hand. During the fall, it is fun to go apple picking. Also, there are county fairs. Awards are given to the best looking apples, the best tasting apples, and the most delicious apple sauce. There is apple cider too. Have you had any of those apple foods? When winter arrives, the apple branches become bare. The trees will become dormant until the next spring. Dormant is a fancy word that means alive but not actively growing. In the spring, the trees will produce a new crop of apples. Apples have many tastes, ranging from sweet to tart. All apples are different shades of yellow, green, and red, or a mix of those colors. I've even seen pink apples. Here are some of the common kinds of apples in North America. I bet you've had a Granny Smith, haven't you? There are even more of all the delicious kinds of apples. There are thousands of varieties or kinds of apples. They are nutritious and delicious. That book was very interesting. Did you learn something new about apples? Well, I didn't know there were so many varieties or kinds of apples. Next time I'm at the grocery store, I'm going to try to find a new variety of apple and try that one. I hope you'll try a new one too. I brought some apples with me today to help us practice our counting and learn a fun rhyme. Let's look at my apples. Wow, I must be hungry. I've sure brought a lot of apples. Can you help me count up all of the apples on my table? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 juicy apples. 5 juicy apples. I bought one at the store. First I ate a little, and then I ate some more. And suddenly that apple was nothing but a core. I'm still hungry. How many apples do I have left? Count up with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 juicy apples. I bought them at the store. First I ate a little, and then I ate some more. And suddenly that apple was nothing but a core. I'm still hungry. How many apples are left? Count up with me. 1, 2, 3. 3 juicy apples. I bought them at the store. First I ate a little, and then I ate some more. And suddenly that apple was nothing but a core. I'm still hungry. How many apples do I have left? 1, 2. 2 juicy apples. I bought them at the store. First I ate a little, and then I ate some more. And suddenly that apple was nothing but a core. I'm still hungry. How many apples do I have left? Count up with me. This one's easy. 1. 1 juicy apple. 1 juicy apple. I bought it at the store. I didn't eat a single bit because there was a worm in it. So 1 juicy apple went back to the store, and while I was there, I bought a pear. I may be back for more. Great counting, everyone! Our counting rhyme had a new fruit in it, a pear. Have you ever tasted a pear? They're delicious. I hope you'll try a pear too. Our next book has a pear in it. The title of our book is Orange, Pear, Apple, Bear. It doesn't have a lot of words in it, but it does have a lot of rhyming. So every time you hear a rhyme, raise your hand. Let's look at our book. Orange, Pear, Apple, Bear by Emily Gravett. Orange, pear, apple, bear. Orange, pear, apple, bear. Apple, pear, orange, bear. Orange, pear, apple, bear. Apple, orange, pear, bear. Orange, pear, apple, bear. Apple, bear, orange, pear? Orange bear. Pear bear. Apple bear. There. He ate them all, didn't he? Well, they're all delicious fruits. And that's the end of the book. How many rhymes did you find in our book? Let's sing a song about apples. This song is going to teach us how to spell the word apple. And I'll bet you already know the tune. What letter starts apple? Apple. Letter A. Let's take a look at the other letters that spell apple. Here are all the letters that spell apple. A, P, P, L, E. Let's sing our song. I know a fruit that's sweet to eat, and apple is its name. Oh, A, P, P, L, E, A, P, P, L, E, A, P, P, L, E, and apple is its name. Oh, you know how this song goes. We'll take away the A and give a clap. I know a fruit that's sweet to eat, and apple is its name. Oh, P, P, L, E, P, P, L, E, P, P, L, E, and apple is its name. Oh, let's take away the B. 2 claps this time. I know a fruit that's sweet to eat, and apple is its name. Oh, P, L, E, P, L, E, P, L, E, and apple is its name. Oh, let's take away our other P. Now we'll do 3 claps. I know a fruit that's sweet to eat, and apple is its name. Oh, L, E, L, E, L, E, and apple is its name. Oh, just the E this time, and 4 claps. I know a fruit that's sweet to eat, and apple is its name. Oh, E, 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 and apple is its name. Oh, all 5 letters are claps now. I know a fruit that's sweet to eat, and apple is its name. Oh, and apple is its name. Oh, can you remember how to spell apple? A, P, P, L, E. Apple. That was a fun song, and now you know how to spell apple. Great job singing. Our last book today is called A New House for Mouse. Mouse finds a delicious big apple, but there's a problem. It won't fit in his house. So he's going to look for a new one. Let's see what happens in our book. A New House for Mouse by Peter Horacek. This is a peekaboo book. A New House for Mouse. One day, a little mouse looked out of the tiny hole where she lived and saw a big apple. I would like that apple to eat, said Little Mouse. I must bring it inside. She tried and tried, but she couldn't pull the apple through the tiny hole. My house is too small, said Little Mouse. I'll look for a bigger one. So off she set. Looking for a new house makes you hungry, said Little Mouse. So she took a few bites of the juicy apple. Then she spotted a hole that was just a little bit bigger than hers. This looks just right, she said as she looked inside. Hello, Mole. I need a bigger house for my apple and me. May I live here with you?
I'm sorry, mumbled the mole, but my home is too full of books. I don't think there is room for both of us.
I'll keep looking, said Little Mouse. That looks like my house, too full of books. Soon, Little Mouse felt hungry again. I'll just have a nibble, she said to herself. Then she spotted a hole that was just a little bigger than Mole's. That will be perfect, she said. She looked inside. Hello, Rabbit, she said. I'm looking for a bigger house for my apple and me. May I live here with you? I'm sorry, twittered Rabbit, but my home is too full of cabbage. I don't think there is room for both of us. Perhaps not, said Little Mouse. Little Mouse set off again, but she was still hungry, so she nibbled on the apple as she went. Then she spotted another hole that was just a little bigger than Rabbit's. That will be just right, she said. She looked inside. Hello, Badger, she said. I am looking for a new home for my apple and me. May we come live here with you?
I'm sorry, barked Badger, but I stretch out on my cushions all day sleeping. I don't think there's room for both of us.
Perhaps not, said Little Mouse, feeling rather tired and still hungry. She nibbled on the apple once again. That evening she came across an enormous hole. This must be big enough for my apple and me, she thought. Hello, is anybody there? She shouted.
Hello, Little Mouse, growled Bear. Why don't you come and live here with me?
No, thank you, squeaked Little Mouse. I think the cave is too small for you and me and my apple. And off she ran. Little Mouse was very tired now, but pulling the apple seemed easier. Suddenly she saw a tiny hole. That looks perfect, she whispered. She looked inside. There was no one at home. Little Mouse went right in and pulled her apple behind her. It fit perfectly. I knew I would find somewhere just right for both me and my apple, she said, and she climbed into her own bed and fell fast asleep. I love a story with a happy ending. The end. Well, I'm happy Mouse found a new house that his apple could fit in. Would you like to learn an apple rhyme? This one has some motions. I'll do it the first time and you can watch and learn, and then you can join in the second time. Way high up in the apple tree, I saw two apples looking at me. I shook the tree as hard as I could, and down came the apples. They were good. You do it with me this time. Way high up in the apple tree, I saw two apples looking at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could, and down came the apples. They were good. Inside your Storytime to Go pack, you'll find some supplies to make a cute little apple tree, just like mine here. Let's take a closer look at the things inside our packet. Inside your Apple Storytime pack, you'll find lots of fun things to help you keep learning. Here's a practice sheet where you can practice drawing different kinds of lines. This will help you with your handwriting. Here are some letter A's that you can trace and then try to copy on your own. There's some color by number to help you practice numbers and make a pretty picture at the same time. And inside the bag, you'll find supplies to make your own apple tree. You can glue the palms onto your apple tree with some glue, then clip on your trunk and stand it up. You'll have your very own apple tree. There's also a treat inside, but make sure you get an okay from your grown-up that you can have all of the things inside the treat. I've had so much fun reading and rhyming and singing about apples with you today. Of course, we have many, many more books about apples at the library, and I hope you visit us soon and check some out. If you'd like to send me a photo of you with your apple tree or trying a new variety of apple, I would love to see it. Have your grown-up email it to me, library@cityofkeller.com. Keep reading, everyone. We'll see you soon.